All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of meat in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
Eye patch and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right. We're back. We're live once again. You all are here. I am here. And speaking of you all are here, wow. We got Dennis in, Kevin's in, Mark's Detecting Bits on YouTube. The Bills are in. Emery, board nurse. Let's see here. See if I'm missing anybody or not. Oh yeah, how can I forget him? Frankie Juarez in the house. Can't forget Frankie. Richard Crookmeyer. Man, they're just all jumping in now. Good to see. Definitely. I'm trying to keep my eyes on a few different things right now. I'm watching a couple of different screens, plus I'm trying to keep half an ear out for some other things going on. It's and I'm dealing with some sort of, I'm not sure what the deal was. There's some sort of a little technical snafu at the beginning. I didn't kick myself out of the studio. I didn't get kicked out of the studio.
but I couldn't get in at first either. So, not sure what the deal is with that. Not sure what the deal is with that at all. So we'll see. Yeah. There it is. I kind of figured. I saw Sunday Fun Day and knew it was coming. It was coming, definitely. Either way, Ohio Relic Hunter's been at it grilling. Good to see, definitely. I think Dennis is still at it too, hopefully. And right off the rip, as we were going live, gold was at $3,325.10 an ounce, while silver was setting at $33.27. That was minutes before we went live here on this Sunday Fun Day, as Ohio Relic Hunter puts it. It's been something else, definitely. So, trying to keep an eye out in the chat, watching for some things, as well as trying to keep an ear out for some things, and keep an eye on multiple screens that I've got open right now, which kind of does not do much good for my resources. That's all right, though. We'll see how it goes. Either way, also, yep, there she is. Looks like Barb is liking her vortex very well, I would say. I don't know that the post said for sure, but it looks like she may have gotten a silver ring Thursday or Friday. And correct me if I'm wrong in the chat there, Barb. Didn't, I wasn't real sure. Okay, silver plate, no hallmark. Well, I know how that can go, though. Either way, I mean, the equinox is working out quite nice for her. And we've got a little bit of a twist tonight. As I said going into the show, when I welcomed everyone into the chat, obviously you folks had seen it. Some of you may have noticed a title change, a quick title change, where if you had refreshed, you would have noticed the title changed. You would have seen when I welcomed everyone into the chat that we have a DigFest update to share with folks tonight too. And we'll get that straight from the source tonight, right here. And we'll get Alan in here too. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, good. How are you?
All right.
Just made it home. Been out digging, and just got here. So,
hopefully you found some goodies.
I found one. I got a Tootsie race car, like a drag race car. I've never seen one before, but it's a Tootsie.
Wow, nice.
And other than that, I didn't do well. So
How was the ground? Was it still pretty moist with all the
it
rain
was
you
great.
guys
It
have
was
been
a very
getting?
old house. House was built in 1906, is what they said.
Ooh, man, there should be some old coins around there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll go back again and do it some more.
And the weapon of choice today?
Today was the Deus 2.
Nice.
I go back and forth.
Well, it's a good thing to do sometimes when you've got more than one machine. That way you can stay fluent on menu
Yeah,
navigation.
the problem is going from the Manticore to the Deus all the time. Big differences in VDI numbers.
Oh, huge differences in
Huge
VDI
differences.
numbers.
And when I first turn them on, I'm like, wait a minute. Which machine do I got? Oh, yeah, I got the Deus today. And then I got to rethink what I'm doing to what's what.
Right.
Your
Yeah, I
gold
mean,
numbers are different and everything.
yeah, and they're both extremely light.
Oh, yeah.
Although one thing I do have to say about the D2, because I ran the first gen Deus, with the original coils as well as the X35s,
Okay.
and I found pitch mode to be quite handy, especially if you're doing like a really recent ring recovery.
Okay, that's true.
Or even the XY screen if you're trying to track down, say, an earring that was just recently lost. But
Yes.
I had even said back then, when I had first gotten my hands on a Deus, that thing, it sounded like a little ankle biter with a squeak toy in my head, and I just wanted to punt a field goal with it.
That is true.
And I said back then, if they could ever come out with an update to make the Deus sound like a mine lab, that it'd just be so sweet.
Well,
And with the D2, they incorporated square tones.
yes, they did. What I found the difference between the 1 and the 2, the Deus 1 was designed more for Europe and England.
Yeah.
Now in Europe, that is was the machine to use. Here, on the other hand, it wasn't so great of a machine here, at least for
Right.
our area where targets are very, very deep.
Or lots of little bits of can slaw.
Yes. And it
Because-
really liked bottle caps.
Oh, yeah. Because you figure over in England, I mean, one, they're digging everything anyway, practically on the fields, because it's in layers. You never know what you're going to find.
True.
And especially with the small Celtic and Roman and the little hammered silvers and the jetons and the coins that have just been extremely worn over the years of use anyway, the Deus is a great choice because it likes those small, thin little pieces.
Oh yeah, when you hit a hammered or a jeton with the
You know it.
one, you knew exactly what you had over there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. And it was very very commendable for the depth that it gets.
Yes, I agree. But here it was a tough machine. The Deus 2 is phenomenal here. But everybody's top machines are good no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. The best machine is the one that works for you.
Yes. I know people that are great with the A.T. Pro and find tons with it. With the Manticore, with the Equinoxes. Same thing. Then you go to the Legend, which you're talking a lot less money, but it's doing probably the exact same things.
Yeah, comparable performance.
Very comparable, but it's a lot less money to buy it. So it's all relative to what you want and what kind of hunting you're doing and what part of the country you're hunting in.
Right, and whether or not you can justify the cost for
Yes.
what bells and whistles you want. I mean, I know that there were a number of people that when the Manicore was so tough to get early on that they were going, you know what? It's just not worth it to me. I can get a 900 and go to town. I don't need the extra frills or the extra price tag.
Well, now the 900 I had a problem with. And that's because I felt going from the 800 to the 900, why didn't they just do it as an update?
It would have been nice, yeah, because many of us that had time in on, say, the 6 or the 800, one of our biggest complaints right off the get-go was, why did we not have an expanded VDI scale?
Yes, I agree. But I love the 800. I still use it every so often too.
Oh yeah, the 800 is a phenomenal machine. I've recovered and returned more than $20,000 worth of jewelry with that machine.
There you go. It's not going away. They're still selling them.
Yeah.
But that's why I couldn't allow myself to buy a 900 because it wasn't done in an update.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, by the time the 900 came around, I had been using the 800 for a while. I had quite a bit of time under my belt with it, very fluent with it. And I really didn't see the point in buying a 900 when the 800 is going to do the job just as well.
Yes, I agree 100%. I hemmed and hawed for the longest time whether to buy the Deus 2 or the Manicore. And I bought the Deus 2, and then I had a brand new Equinox and an old Whites. And I traded that in to get the Manicore, both of those.
Wow. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, so that's get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I'm sure you noticed this too. Like you said earlier, the Deus, the first gen, it was basically for England. We tried to incorporate it into the U.S. hunting scenario, but once the D2 came along, people that were running Deus in the U.S., that they were already familiar with Deus and the menu navigation, when they acclimated over to the D2, not only did their find quality go up, but their find quantity went up.
Yes, I would agree. And they were the first to put in the block for the bottle caps too on the Deus too.
Right. Yeah, that has been another kind of nice little tool in the toolbox.
Yes. And then your silver dimes, you could tell the difference on a Deus 2, a clad dime to a silver dime.
Right.
From 90, 91 to a solid 92 on the silver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it had other advantages, I thought. But they're all good machines. And again, it's just knowing your machine. You want to do one and stay with it, and you'll do fine.
Yeah, that's the important part with it. I mean, some people out there, they see people posting up all of these killer finds. Steve Pacifico in the house. And they don't, everybody sees it and they're like, oh, yeah, that's the sort of stuff that I want to find. And they got to remember, the people that are posting up these killer finds on a continuous basis, a consistent basis, fines are relevant to time spent in the field.
Yep. Yes. And where you're hunting.
Yeah. Yeah. Research does play a part into that
Yes,
as
it
well.
does.
I mean, every now and then we all kind of, luck into a site or whatever, but yeah, not bad.
Yeah, and like everybody talks how they do all the farm fields. In the suburbs of Chicago and in the city of Chicago, no farm fields.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point.
So we really, unless you get out of the city and far out of the city, like where I live, I'm probably 30 miles. There are some farm fields left around me, but not a
Right.
lot.
Otherwise, you're relegated to parks and beaches.
Exactly. And old houses and door knocking.
Well, yeah, that's true. There are still the property permissions or the even the curb strips.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen some people do very well with those. And
Oh,
back in the day, I'm sure you can recall, there were people that were doing very well in the Cook County Preserve
yes.
until it got shut down.
Yeah, that's another bad story.
Yeah.
But you'll still find stuff in the curb strips in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, absolutely you will.
And people think that it's their property, and it's not. They have to
No.
maintain it, but it's not their property. The city owns it. So
Yep.
if you're ever in Chicago, curb strips are open game, no matter where you go in
Yep.
the city.
And
In
it's,
the suburbs, it's a different story.
yeah, I was going to say it's a little bit of a misnomer because a lot of people think, well, I have to manicure it and maintain it and everything. That means it's my property. No,
Yes.
it's not.
Yes. And I've always had problems doing the curb strips in Chicago because these people come out screaming at you. I'm calling the police. Well, okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And the police come and they're saying, well, they're not doing anything wrong. It's not your property. It's the city's property.
Right. Yeah, we used to get that around here from time to time. If we do say, like, we'd see a sidewalk tear out,
Yes.
so we'd go hunt it,
Yes.
and people would be coming out of their houses yelling, "And what do you think you're doing? I'm calling the law." It's a public sidewalk.
Yeah. Well, it was.
Right, yeah. It's not there now, but it will be again.
Yeah. And I agree, but you still go to some of the suburbs here, and your streets are still the bricks in some
Yeah.
of the older suburbs.
Yeah. And those are definitely the places to keep an eye on.
Yes.
Because anymore, when they do these tear outs, whether it's a street or sidewalk, they're not open for very long. You've got a very short window of opportunity.
Yeah. Like when the city of Chicago tears up streets, you want to be in there because those were dirt roads at one time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I've got a street right up by me. It's called Half Day Road. Okay. The reason it's called Half Day Road, because turn of the century, it would take a half a day to get there from the city.
I like it.
But it's the truth. Hi, Chuck.
What's up?
We can almost see you. We see your shoulder.
I'm typing right now.
That's all right. I'm working on things over here on my end too.
Yeah,
But that is 100% true. It took a half a day to get up to that street from the city, even with the early cars.
Man, the roads are tough sometimes, apparently.
Especially in the old days.
I like it though. It's a truism. Half day road. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Definitely.
There you go. Well, anyway, I see Frank Juarez is back in town. Emery's on after finding a metal billfold.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he found a all metal billfold. Any ID in it or anything? That's interesting.
Barb got herself a ring Thursday or Friday with the Vortex.
Yeah, our first ring with the Vortex.
Nice.
So
Alan got a Toy drag car today.
cool.
That's like the fourth Hitman car I got this year, and I've never gotten that many in 1 year.
Wow. Did you do any good at that spot you were talking about? Any good at all? Think it's been hit?
Maybe, yeah. Only clad.
No.
We've been
They
hitting
never-
old places lately, and it's nothing really old so far.
I've got a farmstead I'm working because in about 2 weeks we actually got the permitting, and Albany and us we've been practicing in it. We're burning it to the ground, but I talked to them. They're letting me detect it. It's an 1850-ish homestead farm, and the guys are in there. You walk in, it's solid. The place is great. I don't know why they're getting rid of it, but they are. So I've been hunting it. But whoever did the siding, there are strips of siding, and it all rings up so good.
Yes, it does.
I'm
Oh
on
yeah.
siding, and I went out further away from the house, and I got a lot of wheat pennies so far. One war nickel and lots of clad. So I just don't think I've scraped it hard enough yet.
With that many wheat pennies, there's some more silver hiding in there
some
somewhere.
more silver in there. So tomorrow I'm going to hit it for an hour or two in the morning and see how it's going. As long as the weather holds up, they're preaching doom and gloom tomorrow night and Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to do it again. Sending more of that rain this way.
Yes, sir. Yes, we are.
It picked one heck of a time to open up and try and pour on you, though, when you've got a new grill to try out.
Yep. I got that home. The cotton picker's heavy, but we got her home, got her unloaded. I got to do a burn in on it. I'm not doing that tonight and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I like my grilling out there, and I will do it. Well, this year, early March on, and 1 or 2 days in February, I grilled. And, I'd rather do that than cook it in the house anyway. I like a good charred burger.
Ain't nothing wrong with outdoor cooking.
Nope.
Nothing wrong with a good charred burger.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. And you're right. Them things aren't light. I mean, that pellet grill I've got, I think that thing weighs in at like 200 pounds.
This one's at 350.
Oh, nice.
That's a big grill.
Did you have your Wheaties to get it out of the car?
What's that?
Right.
Your Wheaties to get it out of the car?
Yep. And
probably begged a couple of people to help him too.
Yeah, Travis and neighbor walked over and we got it out of the car and eased it onto the ground, or out of the truck. Eased her on the ground. I got the cover out, covered her up, rolled her into the safe spot, and said, "That's another day for doing all the other stuff." So
right.
I've got a couple briskets. I see brisket cooking on the horizon.
Oh.
Yep. So we'll give it a chance.
Well, you may
a good smoked brisket.
No.
Yeah.
So, well, you've been up to.
You might want to post that early when you start it. That way Alan's got time to get there.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll smoke up that brisket and take it with me to Alaska. That way Dennis doesn't have to have snacks from Wendy's.
Right. Yeah. That way he doesn't have to deal with Wendy's.
You see, Dennis, it wasn't me this time.
No, it was Josh last week. No.
Well, I was just talking about what he was smoking, going, if he's eating like that, I'd chuck rocks at Wendy's too.
So, but no, Emery didn't answer me.
Ah,
I didn't know if he had an ID for that thing or not. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I would say so.
yeah.
But the bills were soaked.
And a screaming signal.
What it looked like?
From his video, as he pulled it out, he opened it in front of everybody in the video, and it was full of dirt and some paperwork, it looked like, and then he opened it further and it was full of bills.
And
Really?
based on the ones I've seen anyway, I mean, it probably kind of looked like a big square clamshell, kind of like the old metal cigarette cases.
Yep.
Okay.
With an internal series of holders, and he just said no ID. Dennis says it looks like a cigarette case.
Yep.
Case.
That's pretty cool. I've never seen one.
Yeah. Well, they're making, you can get metal ones now that protect your cards from getting scanned at a distance.
Yeah, they've got like the RFID blocking technology and things of that nature.
Yeah, my son just bought one of those for going to one of the Comic Cons. Just
not a bad
the
idea.
credit card.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all, especially for the kind of crowd that an event like that can draw.
All the techie people that know how to steal your cards and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Kevin Barkley took a 3-hour drive to Keokuk yesterday and hunted geodes. Good place to hunt them. Hunted them down here many times. The wife's family's from Keokuk and Philadelphia, Missouri, and her family. I've got geodes all laying in this yard everywhere that have been broke open from down there, and I'm talking some of them, like this. And her dad had the Smithsonian reached out to him because that particular area has been known for geodes of huge size, and he dug one of the largest ever found in the United States, and it now resides in the Smithsonian.
Oh, wow.
Just how big was that?
It took a flatbed.
Wow.
It weighed
Holy cow.
Yep, and it's at the Smithsonian.
Wow.
True story. Yeah. But they took me the first time. This is like 1971 when Jill and I were engaged. They took me out geode hunting for the first time. They showed me what to look for. We're walking down, I think it's called the South Fork of the Fabius River. And there's these, they're like all the way down to this size, golf ball size even, all the way up. And we get them, and they just crack them with a hammer. Smack the hammer.
Yep. And that does crack that easy too?
Yep, they just.
Yep.
Wow.
And we're in California at a rock shop. I'm trying to remember what town we were in. We went into rocks and shops, fossil places. They got all kinds of that stuff all over those little burgs up in northern Cal. And here's a big box. It said Keokuk geodes. And they were from $3 to $5 a piece. They're unbroken, about softball down size. And people travel down there from all over to get geodes. And there are places you can pay to go dig them.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't charge much. You just go in on a creek bed and start looking.
There are a number of people on like Facebook Marketplace that they will sell them by the piece, by the box, medium box, large box.
And don't the big ones get very expensive?
Yeah, they can.
They can. And yeah, there are people that cut those. And if you get lucky and get one that's really layered in different colors or that type of stuff, that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I've seen people make bookends out of them.
Yep.
And they turn out really nice.
Make some good money if they're pretty. I've got a few of them that have the real big white crystals in them that I have found. And that's cool stuff, Kevin. That's fun.
Yeah, it's all about the eye appeal. The
Yep.
more appealing the piece, the more of a premium it'll bring. For sure.
Kind of like gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I saw a geode that was recovered in South Dakota that was cut in the center. It had formed around they figure a 1.5 to 2 ounce nugget, and they cut it in half.
Wow.
Wow.
And they wanted a premium fortune for it. This was in 74. Jill and I took a trip out there, and we stayed for a couple of weeks. It was all her fault. That's where I started gold panning. 73, excuse me.
I'll bet they
Sure,
did,
blame
and I can
her.
understand why.
Yep.
Yeah, blame her, Chuck. Good
Oh.
idea.
He'll tell
He
you
does.
we're driving in outside of Rapid City, South Dakota, and off this side of the road, this big tent, pan for gold. Went in there and they started teaching us how to pan. Of course, the old boy that running the place took a liking to Jill, and she was telling stories of all the geodes and the rock hounding she did. And he sold us. I still got them. The first 2 pans we had were Steelies, and you had to rust them, scrub them hard and rust them. And they do. The old Steelies still caught a lot of gold. But he gave us permission. He gave me a key, and we went up onto a river in there that was French Creek. And we were up on French Creek because he owned a large area of gold claims up there. And he let us go looking. And, thinking back from now till then, I would have loved to pick up. There were old rocker boxes sitting up there that had been there. They were all bleached and they were built well. There were wooden sluices built that were there because they had another bit of a gold rush during the Depression there. So they were out of the 30s. I wished I had a couple of them for an example. But we went up and we stopped and we started panning and we got some flakes and I got one little tiny nugget. That's the first nugget I found. Jill found a real, probably 3 penny weight size one, which is, well, not quite a 1/10 of an ounce. And so there was a big area there. I just took a detector out. I had a White's Coin Master 4 and started working it. And I started finding artifacts. And I got several buttons. I got an end cap, and it was ID'd as a courier's tube. It's stamped US with an eagle. And that was from when Custer led the expedition to the Black Hills. They camped that area for a couple weeks, and that was the first gold they found was on French Creek. You can look it up. And I had a whole bunch of buttons. I still do. I still got them. And they were Indian War stuff. And I found the back strap of a pistol, and they thought that was a 1850s Colt brass frame. And just different stuff. And the next year, I'm reading Treasure Magazine. Campground found of the original expedition led by Custer. Showed a bunch of guys with a bunch of stuff. And I never, at that time, you didn't post anything up on Facebook. You watched your club meeting. They looked at it and said, ooh, that's nice. And, but yeah, went into a shop there and they had a geode that had been cut open with a heart of gold.
That is too cool.
Yep.
Wow.
One of those I've ever seen. And he wanted,
That would be interesting. I see Swansea says they crack quartz for gold in his area.
they were asking $300 for it. Now,
And that was back then.
that was 1973.
I'd hate to see what they'd want today.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
At over $3,300 an ounce.
Yeah, that would be a dandy.
Yes.
Oh, biggest one Bark said he ever got was bowling ball.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice. See, that just makes my back hurt thinking about it.
Jason, you're right. Just imagine the true value. I've never seen
I
another
wouldn't
one.
even know what they would look like unbroken to know what it was.
Literally, if you find a good geode, they're light because the center's not solid.
Right. Yeah, they are hollow.
Pretty round. Some of them actually like hardball sized, and they're round. As you walk, I've walked streams with my wife's family picking them up, and they've got all kinds of them. You go down around Philadelphia, Missouri, which is outside of, it's north and west of Hannibal a little ways.
Okay.
That's just an afternoon hobby. Let's go pick up some geodes and bust them.
Yeah.
And they're just everywhere?
Yep.
Wow.
You'll find bars where they've moved down and floods and washed out banks. They'll go start scraping the banks, and they'll occasionally roll a big one out.
And they don't look like anything you've ever seen before.
Kind of.
So they will stick out to you, kind of like arrowhead hunting.
Yeah.
Nature doesn't do that naturally, sort of thing. Well, in this case, it is nature, but it will definitely stand out.
Okay. Is the coloring different than the rest of the rocks?
Nah, not really.
It depends on
color more than dark, like country rock. Your country rock out there,
right?
Gray. This is have a brownish to it, even a tan color to it. But yeah, you spot them. You get to know them. You spot them. I've done a lot of walking for them. The only thing about down there, you got to watch out for those other little brown shiny critters called copperheads.
Yeah, but they're friendly little creatures.
Yes, to stay away from the shiny sticks.
My father-in-law's in front of me. He picked up two. He looked at me and he said, "You hold still." Okay. He pulls out a pistol just off to my right side, picks off copperhead. I didn't even see it. It blended in that well, but he saw it move. You just hold still, pop, and they use like 10 bird shot. He wasn't far from me. He got it. He should step away. It's okay.
Well, you said don't move, so I wasn't moving.
I wasn't going to move. No, sir.
Right.
That's always a good thing.
And the man rarely ever swore in his life, but he goes, "Damn things." So, but that group down there, I'll tell you what, they got piles of geodes. That's just a hobby, and they'll put them out and they'll sell some of the bigger ones off.
Right.
So, Josh, you want me to fill you in what we're thinking about?
Yeah, I was just fixing to tell Chuck we've got a Dig Fest update to share with everybody.
Well, right now, what we're doing, it's not set in stone, but we're thinking about doing the 100-year-old hunt again. So everything in there would be over 100 years old.
Including you?
Yeah, for Dig Fest.
No, I mean, you're going to be in the hunt too.
No, I can't.
Oh, you're not quite 100 yet.
Yes. We've got, no, right now, lately, no, I can't find anything good. It doesn't matter. We've got a ton of barbers, both quarters, halves, and dimes for it. We got about 600 targets ready for that hunt. And we were debating back and forth whether we were going to do this or not. And the other guys want to do it. And I was leery because having the team hunt with the main seated hunt, the night hunt, I wanted to be able to get everything in. So adding another seated hunt scared me. But I think we're going to end up doing it. So we will probably have where everything in that hunt will be over 100 years old again.
Cool.
We did it 2 years ago, and we're going to do it again.
That's what I was just going to say, is that went pretty well for you guys, I thought, 2 years ago when you did it.
Yeah, we did it Dig Fest 2 when it was still on the beach.
Right.
And it looks like we're going to do it again. Because we've had people asking, because we've always asked people, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? and people brought up that were at that hunt saying, well, why don't you bring that back again? So,
and this is no extra admission fee, so it's going to be
no extra admission
packed
fee.
weekend.
Yes. Oh, it'll be, the Saturday is going to be very busy. So that's why when you said, am I going to hunt? I won't have any time with doing the team hunt also.
I got to talk to you about some stuff too. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that you and John both have been pretty busy with updates on DigFest, and
well, we're just trying to do our share.
Right. And I had meant to reach out to you earlier, and then I saw a squirrel lost track of time, and next thing I know, I'm going, oh, hell, it's 7:30. But we still managed to get him squeezed in.
Yeah, I got home as quick as I could to get on here. So it's been a long day. We had our club meeting this morning, too.
Cool.
Wow. So Alan's about ready for a nap.
Yeah.
No, I want to go out and get some seed down on the front yard.
That's what we've been working on. I mowed today. I worked on stuff yesterday. We burnt all kinds of leaves and pick up stuff. And Joe was working around the gardens, and we got all that stuff wrapped up, and then ran over and got the grill and got back from that. And I looked, and it was about quarter after. I said, I'm going to get on with Josh. He said, well, while you're down there, I need copies of this stuff. So I got stuff to copy off here. And
wow.
Yeah, that's awardee and the purchase of the grill and all that stuff for that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This winter killed our grass. We're real shaded.
Oh.
We're at the end of the subdivision with a big tree line next to us, like 50-foot trees. So there is no sun at all there.
Oh.
And this winter killed off everything, grass-wise.
Wow.
I've got a few bad spots, but that was, we had to take after the ratio a big 100-footer out, and it was a twin trunk, and it split, so it was doing this. Had that taken out a couple of years ago after that.
Yeah, it gets a little worrisome when it starts to swaying like that.
I had a guy come in with a stump grinder and took the stump out last year, and we got everything leveled out. Now we're going to put black dirt over it and get that done so it'll grow grass again, because right now it's just sand.
Ah.
Yep.
Of course, now you know what happens. You guys are going to go and plant grass seed, and then you're going to have to mow more.
No, I'm in a townhouse. They do it for us.
Oh.
That's why we got rid of the other house.
Oh, okay. So you've got it made in the shade then.
Yes.
Yep.
Chuck's going to have to mow more.
Yeah, it ain't that bad.
Better him than me. I hate mowing with a passion.
That's why I got a 50-inch deck and it on a Simplicity, and it does a good job. Boom, boom, it's over with. But
I've been
hour and 20 minutes on that thing with a little bit of edging and trimming and that kind of stuff. We got 2 hours. Depends upon how many rains we get. But,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in a standoff.
I'll shovel the snow, but I'm not cutting grass.
I've been in a standoff with the neighbors. I've been trying to hold out as long as I can, but the grass in the front was getting up to where it was about knee high, and I knew we had rain coming, so I figured, well, if I don't get out there and do something, I'm going to have to bale it, so I guess I'm going to have to mow.
Yep.
Only the front, though.
Yep. So the 100-year hunt's coming back in, you think?
Yes.
It sounds like it. Yes.
And no added charge.
Cool.
See, that's a bonus.
Yes. We weren't going to do it. And then all of a sudden they wanted to do it again.
Yep.
So it looks like it's going back in.
And people like that too, especially with all them barbers out there.
Yes. Well, like I said, I've told you guys how we buy the coins.
Right.
We bought tons of them last year at the coin shows.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't care who you are, who can't get excited over digging up a barber half or a barber quarter.
Yeah, I like them. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely look nice.
I know. I'll tell a story. Frank Juarez, the spot we've been hunting, goes out one day. I'm going to meet him over there. He's out ahead of me. Get there, and he's all excited. He's jumping up and down. He found his first barber half.
Nice.
Yeah, good job.
And even when we go out to that spot, he said it was right there. He can walk to it. Just
Right.
a little concrete monument there, Frank. You know, I found my barber here, my barber half. But yeah. Halves excite you.
I'll never forget that spot.
You know, any silver half's good. But when you start getting barber, or if you get lucky ever to find seeded halves, I've found 2 in my lifetime, and that's cool. But I've only found 2 of those barber halves.
Oh yeah, like I said, there was a time where it seemed like anytime I found a silver half, it was a barber. And some of the guys I hunted with, they're like, I feel so bad for you. That must be a terrible problem to have to deal with.
Yeah. You know what, Josh? If you don't want them, send them to me. I'll take them. I'll take them off your hands.
Right?
A couple, was it 2 years ago? I'm up in a park that has been hammered. I mean, literally hammered, me included. Up in an area that everybody hunts, I get a nice signal. I turn around, I get down, and dig it. It's a barber half, $18.99.
Nice.
Yeah.
You kidding me? And it wasn't terribly deep. It wasn't standing directly on edge. It was kind of it over, and I'm like, how did all the guys from this area that hunt this, that hammer this, miss that, including myself?
Yeah.
I remember with the freezing in the winter and the thaw and then the refreeze, it'll bring coins back up.
Yep.
So
it could have.
I had a similar scenario myself where before I even cut the plug, I'd have probably put money on it that I was digging a silver dime next to a nail, bent rusted nail. And I got down there about 6 inches deep, and I roll a barber half out of the hole instead. I was right about the nail, but it was a barber half. And man, that's a big chunk of silver to come out of an area that's been pounded by everybody and their brother. And that was a 1902 New Orleans mint. And that coin back then, when I dug it, was probably a $60 coin.
Okay. Randy DeMario just posed a good question. What U.S. coin do you think is the best looking coin? Some say Indians, Walkers, Stand and Liberty, quarter.
I would have to say the Indian head $5 gold piece.
I like
that. Is a nice one.
That's my favorite coin.
I like the Princess.
Okay.
I like her. That's a beautiful coin. St. Gaudens, $20 gold pieces.
Right.
Indian head penny is fantastic. Buffalo nickels. I mean, we've got some really beautiful coins out there. You go back into some of the seeded coins, but the bust coins, some of those are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The flowing hair scent, they were coins for that time. And now we're stuck with Zinkelins, and they're floating around. And
the coins of yesteryear just the coins of today just don't have the eye appeal that the coins of yesteryear did.
I'll tell you what, Franklin Roosevelt on a dime has run its course.
And it's been a long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no better game when you're digging and you pull out a silver dime and it says 1 dime on the back.
That's right.
So you get to
Right.
play the 1 dime game.
Is it barber or is it seated?
Yep.
Flying.
That's always my favorite game.
Yep.
So, bicentennials, Dave Hart,
Those are
acoustic.
pretty cool.
That's cool. Yep.
Yeah.
You need stuff out there, but we need to change it out. Of course, they're doing away with the penny.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not upset because the pennies they make now aren't a penny.
I mean, they don't hold up anyway.
3 cents to make something that rots out in 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Used to be pre, 82 and older, they'd hold up in circulation 45 years. Now you make a penny, it doesn't hold up for 6 months. It's ridiculous.
I pulled a 1940 the other day. Came home, rinsed it off. It just has a light green patina, and it. I swear the coin's perfect.
Yeah.
13, 14 feet away, I pull up a Zinkelin and I could snap it.
Right. Couldn't even make the date out.
So it's crazy.
Well, those get pitted within the first year being in the ground.
Yeah.
Real dark and get pitted.
And some of them, they don't even have to make it that far. They get like that just in circulation.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's really pitiful.
Yep. So that's pretty cool stuff. Randy, you'll find that seated, buddy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, look at this. Look outside. It's almost 8 o'clock. 2 minutes away, and it's still light out.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That is great. I love
hunting season is back in.
Yes.
Yep. So
whether it's
yeah,
whether it's detecting or mushrooms.
Yeah.
Anything. Grilling.
Yeah. Yeah. We were actually entertaining the idea of maybe cooking over the fire last night, but I was like, nah, it's a bit chilly yet to be doing that. I think let's just order from Subway.
There you go. Bill Hayes says the zinc penny is the new half cent or less.
Yeah, because when you find it, you're doing good if you got half a cent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, them things are just horrible. I won't be sad at all to see them go.
No.
I mean, I don't like to carry change anyway, but I definitely won't be sad to see them go.
If they want to work it right, they could bring nice little silver TREME back and go to 3 cent pieces.
Hey,
Sure.
there you go.
I'll take every one I could get.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we won't see many of them in circulation because everyone will be hoarding them.
Yep.
Okay, I got a question for you all. Has anybody ever found a 3 cent nickel? I have. I found one that I remember. One. I've got it.
No. I have not.
I can't find a half cent, but I got a 3 cent nickel, 1865.
But then again, I still have never found a large cent.
Ooh.
Never.
Well, but I mean, sometimes they're kind of tough in Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You want to find a large cent, you got to come east.
I want to find a large cent. Really, 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 really bad. Because I get it thrown up in my face from some of the guys I hunt with all the time that I've never gotten one.
Yeah, they pop up pretty commonly here in Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
I've been in
found
Ohio with someone else, and they found one right next to me, and I still have never gotten one.
I was hunting an old Boy Scout camp years ago in Ohio, and we happened to find out where the old swimming hole was. It wasn't any water there then, but we had found out where it used to be. And there was a guy coming along, got a signal, dug down, 2 large stints in the same hole. Filled his hole in, stood up, took another swing, got another signal, dug down, 2 large stints in the same hole. Kind of like somebody had just sat down on the bank and had 2 fall out of each pocket.
Huh.
Really weird.
Hey,
I'll
if
put
you're
my large scent one of these days.
Right.
Yep. I don't mind the early Wheaties, Alan.
Yeah.
No.
My dislike for them comes when it comes to hunts. And that's a battle we have every year with Digfest because they want to use some. And
Well, you know what? Here's my take on that. We all go out, we find Wheaties. We
Yes.
Buffalo nickels, V nickels. They should be out in that field too, just like anything else. You find some Wheaties, you find some Buffalo nickels, you get some silver, you get whatever else, prize tokens, that kind of stuff. That's all part of our hunt.
Well, and I guess I can kind of get it from
you're going to dig them because you got a good target. You go, oh, damn, another Wheatie. That's better than being, oh, damn, another zinc one.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's true. I don't mind digging them. I don't mind that at all. I just don't like using them.
And I guess in a seated hunt perspective, if a event was to work a few of them in, it might slow some of the hunters down a little bit.
That's the reason for them. And that's the reason for using them. So, like, you do a seated hunt, and that seated hunt generally is done in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes. Yep. If you add, say, 200-300 Wheaties to it,
they're getting
that's going to slow the hunt down some.
And you can get 30s back to teens Wheaties still in bagfuls for not a lot of money.
True.
You're getting
100.
You're getting some coins that are 100 years old.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if you happen to get like some of the early 30 ones, all of a sudden they've made an increase in their value.
Sure.
They're not a bad thing to dig.
Well, I went and picked up for our club a Home Depot bucket. That, the bucket's 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
3/4 full. It
was
17 or 18,000 Wheaties.
Can't lift the bucket.
That's a lot of wheat pennies.
It wasn't easy, but I lifted it and put it in the back of my truck.
And then come straight in the house and found some Tylenol.
No, it went to Steve, who does our acquisitions for coins, and now they're his problem.
Oh, that's when you say, hey, I got something in the truck for you. Go get that.
Yep.
So,
yeah, that'd be a good way to do it. But, man, that's a lot of wheat pennies.
And we went through, a couple of the guys went through some of them. You can't believe all the error coins they pulled out of there.
Ooh.
Well,
like 30 of them or 40.
Yeah.
And they only went through maybe a few hundred.
Wow.
And when you're talking the wheat penny series, it was just chock full of errors to begin with.
Oh, yeah. I think the most famous error was the 55 double die.
Right.
Yeah.
There were a couple other double dies in there too, but
there are other ones, but that was the one everybody was looking.
That was the one everybody wanted, the hurricane scent.
They found on this one where I think it was, I think 1928, and the 8, instead of going, it went around and then straight up on an angle instead of being rounded. And they found quite a few of those in that group.
Wow. Nice. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Illinois Digger reports he saw he detected all day yesterday.
Well, hopefully he had some luck too.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, welcome to Tim. Been a while since we've seen him.
Jay Morris states that they would have bags of Wheaties at the coin auction years ago, and the joke was you could put them in your trunk for winter.
I don't know. Around here, we just used bags of salt because then if you got in a bind, you could actually throw that on the ground to get yourself out. Yep. I don't think you could do that with wheat pennies.
So, anyway, well, I just thought I'd stop in and check with you guys. I'm going to go kick back. And I'll talk to you tomorrow about a couple things, Alan. We'll get that straight in my mind, what I'm going to do there.
Okay, call me tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what's Chuck got in mind to season the grill with?
Well, it's got a specific, I'm going to use, it's got a specific thing you got to do. You got to take it to 500, hold it there 1 hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's your burn off.
That's the burn off. And then I'm going to season it with olive oil, I think.
Well, tell me when I got to come down for the bit brisket.
Right, yeah.
I'll let you know. Right now, the first 2-3 days of this week aren't looking pretty good.
So what's going to christen the grill first? Some burgers?
Burgers.
There you go.
Yeah, ORH pellet grill.
Yep, Traeger.
So had to save my pennies for that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
It's a big one.
I mean, I thought mine was pricey, but oh boy. Not anymore. I don't think mine's all that pricey. Definitely not. But look forward to seeing some pictures of that.
Yeah. What happened was the Traeger I have now was at the time kind of their top of the line 5 years ago, going on 6. And did great with it. But then we had a storm, and I actually watched the Traeger fly by the Riverside windows, do a backflip, and land on the tray out front, bent that down, threw it out of kilter, did work on it, got it working. Jill said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to make it last a while." So I made it last a while, but it's come up now. I've got one of the firemen that wants it. He's going to put things back and get it done up. And I said, "You can have that because I found the one I wanted." Jill said, "Yeah, get it." So I got it.
Yeah, get it now before the prices go up.
He likes what I cook, so there you go.
Yep. Hey, sometimes you got to listen to what the boss has to say.
Yep. I had
$1
off on it, ORH, on this one, so I'm tickled with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I guess we probably, after Chuck had to unload that thing, he's probably ready for a nap too.
No, that didn't bother me as much as hauling all the crap around today and then mowing the lawn, coming back in, working on some other stuff for Jill, going back out, haul some more stuff around, and then clean up, go over and get the grill and get back here and say hi to everybody.
Right. Run.
Yep. On a Sunday where you're supposed to kick back. Of course, the Cubs are playing now. I don't know if they had a delay in game or what, but No, what is that? I got the name of that thing. It's not a timberline, but that's a good one. But you'll get to see it when I get things going on it. But tomorrow I got some running to do in the morning, but I'm taking 3 hours off and heading to that farmstead. I'm still not sold that I'm not popping a little more silver out of there. I found some old farm toys broken. And there's got to be some better stuff there other than that damn siding.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Phil. By the way, hi, Phil. Bye, Phil. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, my good friend. We ain't far from going to Alaska again, buddy. And Tim, you should be going because they opened up all new ground.
Ah.
Yeah, Illinois digger.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Alan? Anything else to add about DigFest? I know you guys have really the response has been very good on the sales.
Yeah, we're getting up there, but we don't get real busy until August on that. But it's pretty busy now. We're way ahead of where we've been the last few years.
That's good.
So we're far ahead of where we've been the last 3-4 years. So it's all good.
Good. Good.
And that's about all I know. And there's nothing else to add at this point.
Okay. Night.
Well, at least we got that update in there, and you have a wonderful evening, Chuck.
Yes, sir. You too, Josh.
Take care, Chuck.
Later.
And I'm going to sign off also.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Good night, all.
You have a wonderful night as well, Alan. Thanks for dropping in and sharing
no
the DigFest update.
Like I told you, anytime.
Awesome. Much appreciated, my friend. We'll see you. All right. So, yeah, Chuck's got himself a nice new grill he's going to be breaking in. Can't wait to see what's getting cooked on that. Yeah. And obviously, Ohio Relic Hunter's gearing up for the season as well. I know he made another meat haul. So things are looking up. Definitely. Better weather. All of that. Now we just got to get past, once again, here we are. It turned out to be not too bad of a day today, and now we got rain coming the next few days. Again. Who knows? Maybe this coming weekend I can break the grill out and get some grilling done, maybe. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Either way, if you enjoyed the show, make sure and throw us a like. You can follow us here on YouTube. You can follow us on the Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group. All of the wonderful podcast distribution services that are out there. Join us on one of them, all of them, or none of them. The choice is entirely up to you, but we're glad that you joined us here tonight. We're out of here, folks. Have a wonderful evening. We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.